this.
Welcome back, guys, to another Clash Royale video, and today we have a special episode of my Clan Royale series. I want to be highlighting some battles from my fellow clan members in which their opponents actually ended up rage quitting. In this battle here, we have Brooke on the bottom from my clan versus Albie96 on the top there. And Albie is using a double giant strategy, pretty interesting strategy, but right here he drops down the giant way in the back left corner, and Brooke is going to do a counter push on the right hand side and force Albie to spend elixir defending his tower on the right instead of reinforcing that push on the left hand lane. And watch this, guys. Hog Rider going in there, but unfortunately he does not reach the tower, or he does, and he only gets one hit off, so not a whole lot of damage. But take a look at this, guys. The Giant going in on the left hand side with the Royal Giant backing it up, guys. Pretty aggressive push, but watch this with the Barbarians as well as the Goblins and Spear Goblins taking out both those Giants pretty quickly. Take a look at this huge counter push Brooke has going on here. Now Albie does drop down the Wizard, but unfortunately there's just too many troops for the Wizard to take them all out. And as a result, Brooke does get the 1 crown lead, and he also goes on to the King Tower to do some crazy damage to that King Tower with that same counter push that he used to defend those 2 Giants. So take a look at this, guys. Albie's King Tower is all the way down to 1800 health here. Brooke has a huge lead so far. He's going to try and keep the pressure on with that minion horde on the right hand lane, but unfortunately Albie does have the Fire Spirits ready to take him out. So far things are looking really good for Brooke. Like I said, he has a 1 crown lead. His tower on the right hand side is down to 1500 health, so he does have to pay attention to that. But watch this, guys. He's keeping the pressure on with another Hog Rider push on the right hand lane. Albie does drop down the cannon, but unfortunately it's a half a second too late, allowing the Hog Rider to take it out and then go onto the tower, getting 1 hit off, bringing it all the way down to 1500 health. Now watch this, guys. Brooke once again going in with another push on the right hand side. He's going to drop down the Goblins as well as the Minion Horde. But watch this, guys. Albie's going in on the left hand side with that Giant. Unfortunately, the Barbarians take out the Giant pretty quickly, so the Giant only gets 1 hit off on that tower. And take a look at this push here, guys. Brooke has a Hog Rider as well as some Goblins on the right hand side, as well as some Barbarians on the left hand line. So huge pressure going on here from Brooke. And watch this, guys. At this point in the battle, Albie gives up, he rage quits, doesn't drop any more troops, and Brooke realizes that he's going to go in with the Barbarians as well as the Minion Horde on the right hand side and just be super aggressive and go for that 3 crown victory. And right there he does get the 3 crown victory. So let's go ahead here and take a look at the next replay. So here we are, guys, with the next replay. On the bottom here we have Hustle Yo Gaming, and on the top we have Rick 1994, and Rick does have a big level advantage here when it comes to the level of his cards. His comments are all level 10, whereas Hustle's are level 8 and some level 9. But take a look at this, guys. Rick drops down the Elixir Pump in the back left corner, and then drops down the Royal Giant to do a slow push here, a level 10 Royal Giant. Hustle is going to go ahead and use his level 8 Barbarians to counter that Royal Giant. But watch this right here. The Royal Giant steps over that bridge, and the Barbarians as well as the Musketeer take it out pretty quickly. The Royal Giant only gets a couple hits off on that tower. And watch this push right here by Hustle, going in with some Barbarians as well as a Hog Rider and a Musketeer, and then using the Fireball as well as the Zap Spell to clear out those 3 Musketeers, and he actually takes out that tower completely in that counter push, giving himself a 1 crown lead so far. Now right here, Rick does have a little bit of a counter push of his own, going in with some level 10 Barbarians as well as a level 7 Hog Rider. But take a look at this, guys. Hustle drops down the Barbarians just in time to take out that Hog Rider. The Hog Rider only gets 1 hit off on that tower, bringing it down to 1900 health. And at this point in the battle, guys, Rick actually leaves the battle. He's had enough. He rage quits. And right here, Hustle is going to be super aggressive with that Hog Rider as well as some Spear Goblins and some Barbarians. And he's going to go for that 3 crown victory. So that's going to be the end of this battle here, guys. The tower all the way down to 500 health and a couple more hits getting that 3 crown victory. Let's go ahead to the next replay here. So here we are, guys, with the next replay. On the bottom here, we have Ender Watcher, who is normally in my clan, but for this battle here, he was visiting somebody else. But on the top there, we do have Teemo. Now, Ender is using the Giant Sparky deck, which is really powerful if you don't know how to deal with the Sparky properly. Right here, Ender is going to start setting up a push on the right-hand lane with a Giant, and Teemo makes a big mistake here. he's going to save up some elixir and then drop down the giant of his own on the right hand lane instead of counter pushing the left hand lane and forcing Ender to spend elixir defending his tower on the left hand side. And as a result, Ender has a huge push going on here with the giant, the Sparky, as well as that wizard. And as soon as somebody has a giant down with a Sparky as well as a wizard, it's extremely hard to stop that push. And as you can see right here, Teemo is trying desperately to take out that Sparky, but it's clearing out everything in his path. And at this point in the battle, Teemo gives up. As you can see, he does have the arrows there, but he doesn't use it. He gives up and gives Ender the 3-crown victory. Let's go ahead to the next battle here. So here we are, guys, with the next replay. On the bottom from my clan, we have the boss, and on the top there, we have Narg. Now, Narg is using a Spear Goblin Hut Royal Giant strategy, and the boss is using a Hog Rider Elixir Pump Cannon strategy. And honestly, guys, I'm not a huge fan of the Elixir Pump because, as you can see in this battle here, both players start out by dropping their Elixir Pump, and I just think it slows down the gameplay a whole lot and really promotes defensive gameplay, and it really makes it so that whoever has the better starting hand has a better chance of winning the battle, because having that Elixir Pump in your starting hand is a huge advantage. But right here, both players have the pump down. Now, the boss is going to start setting up a push here on the right-hand side with that Valkyrie, as well as the Musketeer and a Hog Rider. And he's also going to go ahead and drop down the Poison Spell to do some damage to the tower. And Narg uses the Fireball, which was an interesting decision in my opinion. And it actually allowed the boss to go in there with that Hog Rider as well as the Musketeer and do a pretty significant amount of damage to that tower, bring it all the way down to 450 health. And as you can see right here, the Barbarians are going on a counter push, but with the help of the Valkyrie, the boss is able to clear them out pretty quickly. But take a look on the left-hand side, guys. Narg has 2 Spear Goblin Huts down, and they're slowly chipping away at the tower, bringing it down to about 2,000 health here. So the Spear Goblins will do chip damage over time to that tower. And right here, Narg is going to start setting up a slow push with that Royal Giant. And watch this, guys. The boss drops down the Poison Spell to damage that Royal Giant, damage the tower, as well as damage the Spear Goblin Hut, and also kill all the Spear Goblins that spawn out of it. Now take a look at this, guys. Narg drops down some Barbarians to support his Royal Giant, and the Valkyrie is extremely strong at clearing out Barbarians. But unfortunately, with the Fireball as well, Narg does kill the Valkyrie, and the Royal Giant does get a couple hits off on the tower, bringing it all the way down to 731 health. But take a look at this counter push right here with that Hog Rider as well as the Musketeer. The Zap Spell going down, damaging that cannon and killing all those Spear Goblins. And take a look at this, guys. Narg has nothing left to defend, and the Musketeer will finish off that tower, giving the boss the 1 crown lead so far. And right here, the Royal Giant is distracted by that cannon, allowing the Skeletons as well as the Musketeer to finish them off. The 1 Elixir Skeletons, guys, do a ton of damage if they're left unchecked, and I really suggest you guys try them out in your deck. They can clear out some pretty high health units like the Giant, the Golem, or the Royal Giant pretty quickly if your opponent doesn't have a Zap Spell ready. Now at this point in the battle, Narg does quit. You can't see it here because it is a replay, but of course in the live battle itself, the text does come up on the screen saying the opponent left the battle. And right here, the boss does get the 3-crown victory. Let's go ahead to one final replay here. So here we are, guys, with the final replay. This is actually one of my own battles. I just threw it in at the end of the video as a bonus battle, but we are facing Exile, a level 9 here, and I'm using my Hog Rider Miner Musketeer deck. And right at the start, we both start sitting at 10 elixir, and we're kind of at a standoff here. Neither of us want to make the first move. We kind of give each other the thumbs up, waiting for each other to make the first move. He does get impatient eventually, and he does drop down the Barbarians, doing a split push, which honestly is one of my preferred starting moves if I don't have the Hog Rider in my starting hand. And watch this, I'm going to go ahead and use the Fireball to damage the Barbarians as well as the tower on the right hand side, which I'm not honestly sure is the best use of the elixir, but I also don't have to worry about the Barbarians on the right hand side right here. And as a result, I can drop down the Musketeer on the left hand lane, take him out, and then start setting up a counter push. And watch this, Miner going in to distract that tower, the Musketeer finishing off that cannon, and he has nothing left to take out this Musketeer. He's going to go in with that Hog Rider. The Hog Rider doesn't reach my tower. The Barbarian's going down, taking it out before he even gets one hit off. And the Musketeer there doing work to that tower, guys. I think the Musketeer did about 1,000 damage by herself to that tower. So the Musketeer is extremely strong, guys. Now take a look at this, the fireball going down, taking out those barbarians, allowing the one single barbarian by himself to reach that tower and get one hit off. Now I kind of thought about using the zap spell there to allow that barbarian to get one extra hit, but I really didn't want to overcommit and then get punished with a counter push. So right here, he's trying to go in with those 3 minions. I'm going to use the Musketeer to distract them. And right here, the Musketeer has a little bit of health left. But I'm going to try and cycle to my Miner here and use the Miner to distract that tower and allow the Musketeer with 1 health left to do some work. But right here, he does drop the arrows to finish off that Musketeer. But fortunately, the Hog Rider actually didn't reach my tower. And at this point in the battle, both of my towers are at pretty much full health, and I do have a 1 crown lead so far. And watch this, guys. He has 2 pumps down on the right-hand side. I'm going to go ahead and play defensive here with that Inferno Tower because I do have a 1 crown lead, and there's only 40 seconds left in this battle. But watch this. He drops down a cannon, and he's going to try and do another split push with the Barbarians. But unfortunately, he misplaces them, and as a result, they all go to the right-hand side, and I can actually use the Fireball to damage the Barbs, damage that cannon as well as the tower. And at this point in the battle, my opponent does rage quit. He's had enough, and I'm actually going to be able to go in here and get the 3 crown victory. So being pretty aggressive here because I know my opponent did lead the battle. Gonna go in with 2 Musketeers and get that 3 crown victory. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.